How are you?
Good, how are you?
Do you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
Okay, well, I'm going to stay like this. I'm from Planeta. Nice to meet you. I'm here with.
Nice to meet you too.
I'm here with Nieves, who is going to.
Hello, nice to meet you.
She's going to translate everything you say,
Yeah.
and from all the people who has come here. So, if do you agree, we can start now with some questions and to see what they say.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Okay, so, well, let's take the word. Who wants to start?
¿Quién tiene una pregunta?
Yo. Hi, nice to meet you. Me gustaría preguntarte, lo primero, has escrito libros, tus libros son, tratas el amor, diferentes tipos de amor, amor con libros, con canciones, pero ¿cuál es el amor que te trata por explorar? Sí, que te falta por explorar. Sí.
She'd like to ask you, you've written a lot about love in your books, you've written about love related to books, related to songs as well. So which kind of love is the one that you have left to explore?
What kind of love do I have left to explore?
Yeah.
A ton. You know, I have a lot of ideas for lots of books coming up. I feel like every person's experience with love is different, and so I'll probably never run out of ideas when it comes to writing about love.
Un montón. Tengo muchísimas ideas. Cada experiencia de cada persona con el amor es diferente y yo creo que por eso creo que nunca me quedaré sin ideas para escribir sobre amor. ¿Más preguntas? Sí. But she especially enjoyed the character of Brennan, the little brother of the protagonist. So she'd like to know if you're going to write further about him, if you're going to do another book on him.
I never say never. I also liked Brennan. I have had a couple of ideas to explore his story more. Right now I'm under contract for certain standalones with my publisher, but I would love to go back and expand on that story and write a sequel. I just don't know when I'll be able to do that.
Nunca digas nunca jamás. A mí también me encantaría escribir acerca de él un poquito más. Y la verdad que tengo un par de ideas al respecto, pero lo cierto es que ahora mismo tengo un contrato para escribir libros sueltos y no sé cuándo tendré tiempo para volver, pero me encantaría hacer una secuela. Books have an ending with a huge impact. Do you come up with this ending at the beginning, in the middle, or at the end when you're writing?
It's a little bit of all three, actually. I kind of come up with a rough idea, but the story doesn't really flesh itself out until I'm writing it. And if I do try to outline or come up with the plot or the ending, it always changes as I'm writing it. I feel like the characters kind of become their own people and make their own decisions.
Es una mezcla de las tres cosas. Normalmente cuando empiezo a escribir tengo una idea vaga de cómo va a acabar, pero si tengo una idea clara del final siempre acaba cambiando, porque los personajes al final acaban tomando sus propias decisiones. This book and in other books that you've written, love always happens at first sight. So the first moment two characters meet, they're instantly in love. Do you think this can really happen in reality, or do you just use this as a kind of a fiction tool?
I think that there is an element of maybe an unrealistic kind of love in books, but that's kind of what draws us to them. I met my husband when I was 16, and we've been married going on 16 years, and he's a great guy, wonderful guy, and I knew right when I met him that I wanted to, be with him. So I'm not going to say it's not realistic. In some instances, it's just probably very rare.
Es cierto que el amor a primera vista quizás es un elemento que suele aparecer en los libros y que es bastante poco realista, pero también eso es lo que nos suele atraer a los libros. Lo cierto es que ella conoció a su esposo cuando tenían 16 años y es un tipo genial. Y la verdad que el primer momento en el que le conoció, ella supo que iba a querer pasar el resto de su vida con él. Por eso no se atreve a decir que eso es algo que no pase.
Thank you. A friend of hers who's a huge fan of yours, and she'd like to ask you, this friend, whether you are planning on coming to Spain anytime soon.
I actually am going on tour the whole month of April, and I don't have plans to go there through my publisher, but I have 4 or 5 days off in mid-April, and I'm hoping just to go over there and explore the city, but so far they haven't set any kind of signing up for me yet.
Tiene una
I would
gira.
love to go.
Tiene una gira en abril y va a estar todo el mes de abril de gira, pero su editor todavía no ha hecho planes para que ella venga a Madrid. Sin embargo, tiene 4 o 5 días de vacaciones y durante esos días le gustaría venir a explorar la ciudad.
I'd like to ask you whether it was very difficult to get inside the feelings of a person with hearing difficulties.
I don't know that it was difficult. It was different. I wrote the whole book without consulting with anyone who was hard of hearing first, just so I could try to, be authentic to the character, how I would write it, but without any outside influence. And then I had someone, or actually 2 people read it who couldn't hear, and here and there they would give me a little bit of corrections, but it was actually not really any different from being in any other character's head. It was just a different process, and that I couldn't really write dialogue. It was a lot of interaction through texting and Facebook, which was made it a little bit more difficult.
No diría que necesariamente más difícil, lo que sí que fue es una experiencia diferente. La verdad que cuando empezó a escribirlo lo hizo sin consultar a nadie, lo escribió desde su propia experiencia y porque quería ver cómo el personaje más auténtico saldría a través de las páginas sin ningún tipo de influencia externa. Después, cuando ya lo hubo terminado, sí que hubo 2 personas que se lo pasó para que las leyera y hicieron un par de correcciones aquí y allá. Pero la verdad que no fue difícil en absoluto y le permitió a la autora también darles unas herramientas distintas de comunicación, como por ejemplo el WhatsApp o el Facebook, lo cual lo hizo más complicado de escribir y también más interesante.
¿Sueles escribir tus libros sin influencia de fuera? Es decir, como has dicho antes, ella escribió el libro de este personaje sin preguntar a nadie y luego le pasó notas. ¿Suele hacer eso habitualmente?
Yeah, do you usually write your books without external influence, like you just said you did now? You write it without influence and then maybe later you check?
Can you repeat that? You cut out a little bit.
Do you usually write your books without any kind of external influence, like you just said you did with the hearing impairment?
Yeah, I do. Only because I write kind of messy, and so if I was to send it to anyone while I was writing, it probably wouldn't make sense to them. So I usually wait until I finish it and then read through it again, and then have my mother and sisters read it, and then after their feedback, I have a few beta readers that I've been using since the beginning that read it, and then I send it to my publisher.
Sí, suele trabajar sin que nadie de fuera le influya porque tiene una manera de escribir que es bastante desordenada y si se lo pasara a alguien igual no lo entenderían. Normalmente espera a terminar de escribirlo y luego se lo pasa a su madre y a sus hermanas, que son las primeras que lo leen, y después hay otras 2 o 3 personas que son las que siempre han leído sus libros desde el principio, se las pasa a ellas y una vez toda esta gente se lo ha leído ya se lo pasa a su editor.
Inspiration for your writing?
I think just from everyday moments. I tend to be a people watcher, and so anywhere I go, I'm always watching people, trying to get ideas. But I don't think I have a problem finding inspiration. I think there's a lot of inspiration everywhere. It's just a matter of sitting down and putting it on the paper.
Lo saco de los momentos diarios, de todos los días. Soy una gran observadora de la gente y siempre que voy a cualquier sitio estoy observando a las personas para intentar sacar ideas. No tengo ningún tipo de problema, la verdad, a la hora de encontrar inspiración, porque yo creo que está en todas partes y siempre que me siento a escribir, aflora.
I will add to that. I don't use people I know. I don't want to make anyone mad, and so I try not to use people from my real life as inspiration.
Y quiere añadir también que nunca utiliza personas reales que ya conozca. No quiere que nadie se enfade con ella y por eso no utiliza personas de su entorno.
What advice would you give a person who would want to write their first book and in order to like organize their ideas properly and come up with something worthwhile?
I think it's a matter of just finding what works for you. Every author writes differently. I even write each book differently. So I think the most important thing is to just write because you want to write how you want to write it. Ignore what people have told you, ignore the rules, write what feels good to you. And I feel like the readers can tell a difference, like if the story means a lot to you or if you were just writing to hopefully make money.
Creo que lo más importante es encontrar algo que funcione para ti. Cada autor tiene un estilo diferente y también yo, cada vez que me siento a escribir un libro, también ella tiene un estilo diferente cada vez. Lo más importante de todo es hacerlo como tú quieras, como a ti te venga. Ignorar a la gente, ignorar a las reglas que se supone que existen y hacerlo a tu manera, porque los lectores luego lo notan y sobre todo se dan cuenta si te has sentado a escribir algo que a ti te apasiona o algo para hacer dinero.
How long did it take you to write this book, maybe someday?
This one took a while, probably about 9 months. Mostly because I was using a different musician to write the music and then it changed at the last minute. And so I had to rewrite a whole bunch of it. But it usually takes me about 6 months nowadays to write a book.
6 months. Sorry, you said 6 months, right?
No, 9.
Yeah, but
Maybe it took about 9, but it usually takes me about 6 months.
Exactly. Este ha tardado un rato en escribirlo, ha tardado unos 9 meses, sobre todo porque cambió el tema de la música, estaba utilizando un músico diferente y el músico cambió en el último minuto y eso le desajustó todo, pero generalmente tarda unos 6 meses en escribir un libro.
Maggie, why is there a character with this sort of illness that she has?
Why is there a character with what?
With this kind of illness, disease.
I actually had a friend who was dating a guy who had that, and it was just a really sad situation, and I kind of pulled that side story from their situation. He ended up breaking up with her because he didn't want her to have to deal with his illness and the fact that he couldn't have, well, he could have, but can't have kids, but he didn't want to make that decision because the lifespan is not that long. So I just kind of pulled it from their situation.
Pues lo sacó de... Ella tenía una amiga que estaba saliendo con un chico que tenía esa enfermedad y fue un problema gordísimo entre ellos y al final él acabó rompiendo con ella pues porque no podía tener hijos él y porque tampoco hay una perspectiva de vida muy larga cuando se tiene esa enfermedad, entonces por tampoco hacerla sufrir a ella acabó rompiendo con ella y de ahí se inspiró en la historia.
Throughout the book, the characters play a lot of jokes on each other, like practical jokes. Where did you get the ideas for these practical jokes? Have you been the victim of these jokes, or have you done them to people? Or?
No, I love to bring fun people. I do it to my kids all the time, but they seem to always backfire. My husband and I do a lot of jokes.
Y le encanta gastarle bromas a la gente, lo hace todo el rato y se lo hace a sus hijos y entre su marido y él también se gastan un montón de bromas de estas.
So in your book, your book starts off with an infidelity that is done to the main character, to the girl.
¿Cómo se llamaba la chica? Sydney.
But that same thing happens, like the two of them do it at the end of the book to the other girl. So is that a way of maybe not defending infidelity, but just like trying to make a comment on it and trying to understand it?
The end of your sentence cut out, I'm sorry.
Maybe I should like stand closer, or should I grab the mic? So you were at the start, at the beginning of your book, there's an infidelity that takes place where Sydney's boyfriend is untrue to her, but then they do it to that other girl, to Maggie, at the end of the book as well, the other two characters. So is that a way of maybe not defending infidelity, but trying to create a comment or trying to understand it or come to terms with it?
Yeah, I think that, wasn't trying to excuse it. They felt bad about it. Wasn't trying to write a book that depicted the perfect relationship, because it does happen. My main goal, I think, was to show the other side of it. I think it's always, when I read these love triangle books, there's a villain, and I didn't really want to make that. I didn't want to give them an excuse to cheat, so I just kind of wrote it to where love was the villain, and or maybe all three of them were. I don't know.
No quería que fuese como una excusa, o sea, no quería que pareciese como que estaba excusado. Creo que el objetivo principal de ella era un poco mostrar el otro lado, la otra cara de las cosas. Siempre en este tipo de libros existe algún tipo de villano, o sea, como el malo, y ella quería quitarse a ese villano del medio y quizá hacer que el propio amor fuese el villano, aunque quizá los tres personajes lo fueran.
Which one is the most special one for you?
Probably the one I just finished. I haven't read it yet. It's called It Ends With Us, and it comes out in August. But it was inspired by true events in my life, and I'm really excited about it.
Probablemente sea la que acaba de terminar ahora, que en inglés se llama It Ends With Us, en español.
In your characters, is that something complicated for you, or is that a decision that you've made from the beginning?
No, it's very complicated. Because you want to make character names that are unique, because in promotion and when blogs promote your book, you want your character names to stand out, and so it's getting really hard with all of the book boyfriends out there to think of names that haven't been used before, that aren't too weird. So it gets more challenging with every book.
No, es algo muy complicado lo de sacar nombres nuevos, porque claro, uno siempre quiere tener nombres únicos, porque luego de cara a la promoción y a que se escriban blogs acerca de los personajes, pues es importante que sea un nombre que destaque. Sí, de hecho es algo que cada vez se convierte más difícil.
Y acerca de este último libro que acaba de escribir, ¿le ha sido fácil o difícil abrirse acerca de ella misma al lector?
And about this last book the latest book that you've just finished now, is it easy or difficult for you to open up to the reader?
This was by far the hardest book I've ever had to write. Mainly because there was just a level of honesty, and it had a little bit of truth to it with my family, and so it's still completely fiction, but still it was hard. It was a subject that was really difficult to write about. I cried a lot, and I love crying.
Este último libro que acaba de terminar es sin duda el más difícil que haya escrito jamás. Precisamente por eso, porque por el nivel de honestidad que le ha requerido hablar de un tema que tiene parte de verdad, porque hablaba de su propia verdad y de su familia. A pesar de ello, sigue siendo un libro de ficción, totalmente, pero no por ello le ha dejado de costar mucho, que ha llorado mucho escribiendo este libro y que ya no suele llorar.